What up, what up, what's good, people? What is up? What is They went from the 4th level of hell and sent us down to the 7th level of hell. Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. What?
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. Worthy of an F. I always say, if you're not giving me an A, give me an F. You giving me the worst grade in the world, worse than an F, is a D. Because with the D, even though we love the D over here, you know which D I'm talking about. But with the D,
Oh, my coffee looks so good.
It does. Compared
That
to
don't even look like
water.
coffee. That's not even coffee.
The way the whipped cream is running down the side of the coffee,
That is over.
the white stuff is run down the side of my face from time to time.
That looks really good. Your
That
coffee
does look
looks
good.
That's my coffee.
It does look good.
If I drank coffee, I would drink that.
That looks like coffee.
Y'all hire clowns as if you were running a circus. So you get a circus and you hire clowns. Anyway, moving on.
Take it from the people who play cards with him. He be cheating.
I only cheat on Uno. Only Uno. Only Uno.
Uno, Tuno, Luno, he is a cheater.
Everything.
If you cheat,
See, they said you probably look. He said you probably do
cheat.
cheat. He do.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
I'm out of here. Bye.
OnlyFans so that you can look at the longer videos. And you can go in the comfort of your own little room at the boarding house, rent it home, grab your little Albaline and stroke it out. Play it as long as you want it. Playing it over and over and over. The long videos of Malik's long peen. Because you have an infatuation with his long peen. I am certain that at this point, you want him to shove his long peen somewhere inside of your body. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
The
devil,
and the devil
was fucking up here.
Here you go. Here you go.
Y'all wasn't gonna make me the oldest one on here.
You did not send me a text, a link.
I did.
I do have to
On the
say,
flyer.
Ty, you were in the group chat on Instagram, whatever Instagram that was.
Wait, what? Kenny? Love you down. I don't have no problem with Kenny. I like Kenny. But Kenny girl. Kenny girl. Kenny girl, we did not think he was nobody's straight. Neither did we think he was nobody's top. At best, verse. If I stretch, maybe if I stretch, I might give you verse top. I'll stretch and give you verse top. But you do know that we had already deduced that you like to have spoons dipped into your sugar bowl, right? We had already. I mean, I don't think there's anybody. Even DeAndre, who professes that he's the top, and Archie, who professes that he's the top, they profess to be straight tops. You ain't gonna get me to believe that they had a spoon dipped into their sugar bowl every now and then.
The least about JG.
Yeah, no, that's a tough one.
That's our kid. I started.
Well, definitely what I like the most about David is
Y'all girls need to understand. Girl, you had a bust down. Girl, y'all had a one night stand. Y'all got drunk one day. Y'all had a one night stand. It was good that night because you was drunk. Probably if you was sober, you gonna be like, girl, this wasn't even that good. But girl, you was drunk or coked out or a combination of the two of them. Whatever the fuck y'all do down there to the LA. Y'all had a good bust down. It was what it was. You should have kept it moving.
All right, people. All right, here I am. Chicken, get your chicken here. What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on, people? I'm here. I made it. Y'all, listen, y'all know what I've been doing for the last 20 minutes? Trying to find my phone. I went through it. I apologize for being late. I need to do my own 500-word essay, don't I? Okay. I need to do my own 500-word essay, don't I? Girl, we here. We here, y'all. We is here. Yeah. So, but yeah, so y'all know when I come live, I always come live from my phone. And so I messed around and could not find my phone. Like I put it down and it fell, and y'all, I couldn't find my doggone phone. Be that as it may, guess what? We here, we is here. Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move, right? Ain't that's how the time go. What's going on, y'all? Let me get a quick paper towel and say hi to y'all. And we gonna get started with the dossier. The dossier. The dossier is kind of packed today too. At first, I thought I didn't have a whole lot to talk about. I thought the dossier wouldn't be that packed, but the dossier today, when I looked at it, it was like, girl, girl. Yeah, so y'all listen. The dossier is real. What is going on? Stupid phone. Um, so how is your morning been? If you're on the East Coast, it's already afternoon. Y'all West Coast people probably glad I started a little later today, but we here nevertheless. Nevertheless, we're here. Hey Tracy. Yeah, I do be rolling in the class late. Listen. Hey Monk Chip Boo. Hey Quintessential, my love, working on the literature review. Go ahead and get that work done. Where listen, you don't have to ask me during Christmas time what my snacks are. Snacks all December are Christmas tree cakes. I got the box sitting right here of Christmas. You want to see the box? Yeah. Yeah. They right here. They are literally right there. I don't have to do nothing. And I just reach over. The Christmas tree cakes are always on deck. Always on deck. You don't have to worry about snacks in December. Hey Yana Boom. Y'all are coming in here. It's about time you get to reach out. Hey Harold, MVN. I'm glad we doing better, MVN, because you're on that West Coast over there. So I'm glad you could be with us today. After you gave JoJo fever last night because you got your HBC, I'm not gonna be reminded of last night. So did I see I've seen a lot of I've seen Christmas tree cake, um, um, ice cream. I've seen Christmas tree cake, um, cheesecake. Like I've seen a lot of different. I've seen Christmas tree cake cookies. Like I've seen a lot of different iterations and variations on the Christmas tree cake phenomenon. And I don't know how I feel about them. I really don't know that I would probably try those things. Like I'm a traditionalist. Give me my Christmas tree cakes the way the good Lord made them, and let me be. Okay. So anyway, y'all, as I stated, the dossier today is quite packed. So I'm not gonna belabor. I'm not gonna prolong it. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Let me get all of my stuff up. Get everything up and ready for y'all. Um all right. All right, let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's time. So listen, what I did was this week, because I be thinking about y'all, rather than waste the palette cleansers on my titles, I'm gonna keep my titles and we'll have all of the palette cleansers at the end. Hey, Really B. Hey, my love. So it's time for one of my favorite segments of Silly Saturday, which is the ABCs. Hashtag ABC. Hashtag ABC. We all know what ABC stand for. Say it with me now. Say it loud. Say it proud. A bitch came. A bitch just came. A bitch just came. So let me get my stuff going over here. So listen. Y'all already know when y'all see this woman flash across the screen on my channel, y'all don't even have to ask. A bitch can't. Because if I did, I would spend the next 30 to 45 minutes dragging the fuck out of this whore. Y'all know I can't stand this bitch. Y'all know this. Y'all who been here around long enough, y'all already know how I feel about her. We ain't gonna even go down this road. Not gonna even go down this road because I spike the fuck out on her. Y'all already know. We're not gonna even go there with her. Y'all know I don't deal with her. Anyway, the fact that this whore, I'm just read the headline. I didn't even want to read anymore. I saw the goddamn headline and knew I wanted no parts, no fucking parts of this shit. None. I read the headline and said no. No means no, and yes means no. That's what I said when I saw it. Okay, ma'am, please go sit down somewhere. Please go sit the fuck down somewhere. Please sit the hell down. Sit down. Go sit down. Please go sit down. I don't have the energy. I don't have the energy, the bandwidth, or anything. Let me take that off so y'all can see this a little better. But I don't have the energy or the bandwidth to do this with you, ma'am. Like this whole, hey, Wheezy, you didn't know that you were supposed to be fake having an organ. You too old for this. Like, really, like Amanda Seals, you too old for this. Like, Amanda Seals, you are way too old for this. But you ain't shit ass heifer. You ain't shit ass heifer, Amanda, and I can't stand you. Y'all know I've already chronicled the history of why I can't stand her. We'll need to do no more. Moving on. Oh, let me move that so y'all can read the rest of this headline. Here's another headline that I was like, nope, we're not doing this. We're not doing this. A bitch just came. Y'all, this coffee is extra good. Extra. Hey, Patty Duke Boo. A bitch just can't. Nope. We're not doing that. We're not even going to analyze and address this whole headline. Okay? Benzino believes Lil Baby is this era's Tupac. Really? Trust me, I know. Trust me, what I know is we don't want you releasing no more of your nudes all over Al Gore's good internet. What I know is we don't trust anything that you have to say about music, Benzino. What I know is we want you removed from all things social media from here on out. A bitch just can't. Nope. Nope. I just the fact that you had to chase that headline with "Trust me, I know," because you knew we was gonna call bullshit. You saw that shit. You uttered that shit. Hey, little baby boo. You uttered that shit out your lips and knew you had to chase that up with, trust me, I know. No, bitch, we don't trust you for shit. Yeah, he really doesn't have a neck. Like, it's neck and shoulder. I mean, head and shoulders. No neck. Like, he's like this. Like, you call his name real fast, he has to turn his whole body. He can't, you know how the rest of us do like this to turn our head? This bitch do this. Turn his whole body. I had a student like that that was born with that, that issue situation where his body was literally, he virtually didn't have a neck. And so literally the kids, because kids are so horrible, they used to call him all the time and make him turn. He literally used to have to turn his whole body. And he hated it. He used to come and cry. I shouldn't be laughing. But that's what I think about when I see Busy. Hey, Miss Trisha P. Hey, Spice the Original. Child. Girl. Ooh, girl. Remember he used to do, what was the chick named Althea or something like that? He used to date when he was on Love and Hip Hop. Just the best. A bitch just came. Wasn't they having sex on the Ferris wheel or something like that on Love and Hip Hop once? Girl, I don't know. A bitch just came. Child. Child, girl. Here's another one. Now, y'all know on this good channel, we don't have no use for this right here. None. None. I have no use for this headline. None at all. What do y'all want me to do with that? Y'all in the chat, please let me know. What the fuck y'all want me to do with that? Y'all let me know. Please explain to me on this channel, what are we supposed to do with that? Just saying. Hey, IMC Brown. Like, what the hell do y'all want me to do with this? What do y'all want me to do? I'm just, because a bitch just came. We're not gonna keep going through this whole. It's not the sides of the ship, it's the motion in the ocean. Hey, bitch. Hey, girl. Hey, doll baby, sweetheart, love bug. I'm not doing this motion in the ocean shit. If I'm in the ocean, I told you, I don't want to be on a life raft. I want to be on a cruise ship. Let's be clear. Child. Hey, L Love. I ain't even see L Love sneak up in here. Hey, boo. I didn't even see you sneak up in here. Wait, Ashanti. I know you might still be dealing with past traumas or whatnot, but baby, this didn't need to see the light day. You could have kept that to yourself. Baby, Ashanti, we ain't need that. We didn't need that from you. We didn't. Didn't. Child, not dill pickles. I'm not doing this. Child, that's all we got for the BHK. Now, let's get to our feature presentation in the dossier today. I told y'all the dossier is packed. Packed. It's a whole bunch of stuff in the dossier. So we're really not going to have a chance to really delve and dive deep into these stories. We just going to hit them with a little light and keep it moving because the dossier is just packed today. We ain't got that type of time. Okay? Don't have that type of time. So, all right. We're starting off yet again this week with a sad story. So this just broke, this morning that Samantha Jones, who some of you all know on YouTube as Cookie Tookie, passed away. I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but I saw as I was scrolling through some things that I saw several people post that. So we want to absolutely say may she rest in peace. I didn't even read the whole parameters around how she demised, but we definitely want to say may she rest in peace. Thoughts, prayers, condolences to her families, friends, and loved ones. I know it may be a difficult morning for them. I know last week we started with Irene Cara. This week we start with Cookie Tookie. A lot of people over the years have had good and bad things to say about Cookie Tookie. She's had what some would say is a tumultuous several years, but at the end of the day, We definitely want to shout her out and say may she rest in peace as she has transitioned and went on to be with the Lord. So shout out to you, Cookie Tookie. Rest in peace. I wasn't a really big follower. I knew who she was, but I just really didn't follow her like that. But I knew who she was. So may she rest in peace. Prayers, thoughts, condolences to her family, friends, and loved ones. Listen, this young man right here needs his own freaking. We just gonna have to create a segment in the show just for this young man because I'm really trying to understand like the control. This young man refuses to not be in the news cycle. Okay. This young man says, I don't give a shit what happens. You will talk about me. So let me put this paper towel down because this coffee is real good, y'all. The coffee this morning is extra good. Extra. Listen, Tracy, I be trying to have him in the ABC segment, but he is getting to the point where we're gonna name the Kanye. We're gonna name the ABC segment after Kanye West. It's gonna be called the Kanye West ABC section because a bitch just can't. So he done had his Twitter account suspended again. So he posted an image with the swastika inside a Star of David because you knew, and then put the caption, Ye 24 love everyone, hashtag love speech. Sir, you writing love everyone wasn't going to soften the blow that you knew was coming after you posted that mess. And sir, and now we got all kinds of stuff with people trolling him. The whole Chris Paul was blowing Kim Kardashian's back out, and I don't even know what's going on. I don't even have the. You know what, little baby? I mean, Tracy, you're right. This should have been a division. Just can't. I just don't have the energy. I don't have the strength. I don't have the energy. I don't know what's going on, and I bitch just can't. I just can't. I really just can't. He went on Alex Jones, and this is him on Alex Jones' show with this mask over his face. Mind you, Alex Jones could have been in the dossier because he just filed bankruptcy. Now that he owes 1.5 billion with a B dollars after the adjudications because of those Sandy Hook trials where he said that Sandy Hooks was a hoax and blamed the parent and said that the parents had actors hired it, something like that, and said it was a hoax. And he owes 1.5 billion with a B dollars to those families. And Alex Jones just filed for bankruptcy. We'll see how far that gets him. Anyway, he could have been in the dossier. But the fact that you even go on a show like Alex Jones shows us who you are. Like baby, I don't have the energy. Him talking about how the greatness that was Hitler, and I don't have the strength. I just don't. I don't. No, we're not doing this. Mm-mm. According to page 6, though, um, um, he went on to before he got suspended, he tried to throw his support, whatever support he has behind Balenciaga. I'll get to Balenciaga in a second. Um, who's been under fire? You know, Balenciaga has that whole scandal going on with the kids that they said was in BDSM clothing and stuff like that, and they've been embattled in their own scandals. So Kanye West, I guess, thought that maybe he could revive his career in fashion, and tweeted out before he got suspended, quote, "I stand by Balenciaga and denounce all witch hunts, and and I cancel culture. Jesus is king. Ending trafficking doesn't start or end with a fashion campaign, for Christ's sake. Never turn our backs on Demna and the Balenciaga family for life, for life. Cancel culture. Jesus, please heal." What do y'all want me to do with that? Here's my question, and speaking about Balenciaga. For all of the cancel culture and all of the people denouncing Kanye West, which they should, where was the energy for Balenciaga, who's the company that decided it was a good idea to go ahead and make the White Lives Matter shirts? Nobody says anything about canceling Balenciaga. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. Nobody said anything. Who the hell am I? That falls under the bitch just can't listen. So I told y'all we would continue to be updated on this story. So police have made arrests in the city of Houston in the case in the Houston in the case of Takeoff's death. So this young man's name is Patrick. The one on the left, his name is Patrick Xavier Clark. The one on the right's name is Cameron Joshua. Now, ironically, remember the one on the right with the braids? That was the original guy who people were saying was going to be arrested. Remember, he had went into get questioned by police, and people were saying that he had been arrested, and then it came out that he wasn't arrested. But then it come to find out, police actually did go ahead and finally arrest him. He's a rapper or something named Lil Cam or whatever. That's the one on the right. So they both are now in police custody. Yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me take that back. The guy on the right, the Cameron Joshua guy, was arrested that first time. It wasn't for the Takeoff murder. It was for felony possession of a weapon, but it wasn't for Takeoff's murder. While in jail, they said, "Oh, it does look like you're the one who we need, so we'll tag that on as well." So now he's had that tagged on, and that's how we got this other guy, Patrick Xavier Clark, who's also been arrested by Houston PD. Listen, I'm sure this will be very, very, very long, drawn out. They're going to do all of the things that need to be done, all of the detective work that goes behind this. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't, but I'm saying, Houston, I want y'all to continue to have this same energy for all of the cases down there to the Houston Police Department, not just Takeoff because he's a celebrity. I'm just saying. So that's the update. people are saying that the actual one who actually was the one who actually committed the murder is the Patrick Xavier Clark on the left, but the Joshua Cameron on the right was involved. We'll keep you posted on the stuff we find out about it. I do like them lips though, Joshua Cameron. Them some nice lips though. I ain't gonna lie. Mm. This young lady, y'all know who she is. That is Angela Yee. Now, Angela Yee on yesterday had her final show with the Breakfast Club, and she made her exit. Angela Yee made her exit from the Breakfast Club yesterday. Um, and you know, some people, and you know, she's starting. She's going to start her own radio show called Way Up with Angela Yee, and so we wish her well. I think Breakfast Club has its good parts, bad parts, and everything in between. I done fell out with the Breakfast Club. I really don't listen to a lot of the radio and shit like that, but I don't fell out with the Breakfast Club because Charlamagne the God ain't shit. I just want you to know that. The bitch ain't shit. Hey Jeremy, what's going on? Hey Marcus, what's going on? Marcus, you just sent me a message on Facebook Messenger. Anyway, but Angela Yee decided that she had enough of playing around with the girls. Just because I complimented the man's lips don't mean that he ain't. Two things could be true. He could be a murderer and he could have cute lips. I'm just saying, God. But yes, but yeah, Angela Yee decided that she would end her relationship with this sisterhood of the traveling underpants, the Breakfast Club, because they're all girls over there, and the girls are always girling over there. Shout out to, but she going to go do her thing. I ain't a real big fan of Angela Yee. If you're asking me, I don't know that she can carry a whole radio show by herself. I do think she needs to play off of those other two guys. Or who the hell am I? I guess she gonna leave um DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God to bust each other down. I mean, at least with her there, we could give the emulation that there was a bisexual T over there. Now it's going to turn into a whole breeded raw scene over there between DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God, because they be doing way too much over there. I just can't do it. But all right, Angela Yee, she done went on. She done did her thing. I do think that even the Breakfast Club, I don't know if it'll be the same without. I don't know if they're gonna pick somebody. I don't even know if they have picked somebody. But I do think that this was the best iteration of that show. But child, she can go ahead and try and do it on her own. We'll see how far they get her. The father of many nations, Father Abraham, had many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. I am one of them, and so are you. So let's just praise the Lord. Nick Cannon, father to us all, is in the hospital. He has pneumonia, and I believe that they're saying that his pneumonia scare is. At first, they were saying that it was a lupus flare up. Some people are saying that the lupus flare up is what brought on the pneumonia scare. I'm not sure. I don't have his diagnosis or prognosis. The man in the hospital. He tweeting out all about, oh, pray for me. I'm not Superman. Well, bro, we know you're not Superman. Even though you try to prove that you're Superman, we'll just call you Super Sperm. Super Sperm. That's what we call him. I'm sorry. Anyway, but he says he has pneumonia. Y'all pray for him. Pray his strength in the Lord. I mean, we'll pray for you, Nick Cannon. I mean, what do you want from us? I mean, You around here raw dogging it every chance you get. You think you weren't gonna come back with something? Like I'm just saying, Nick Cannon, you be nah, no, don't get it twisted. But I let him come and dip his spoon over in the sugar bowl over here. Sure will, because it's a rather large spoon, and we're not about that Ashanti life where she talk about life rafts as opposed to cruise ships. We ain't about that life raft life. We're about cruise ship lives. Okay? We ain't about that life raft life. Anyway, y'all leave that for Ashanti in the ABC segment. But bro be out here raw dogging it. Raw dogging it. I see you manage to protect yourself with a face mask, but can't manage to protect yourself with some goddamn prophylactics. Lord God. I'm just saying. I'm just really saying. Y'all know a lot of diseases start with flu-like and pneumonia-like symptoms. You can have an STD. You can have anything, Nick Cannon. I really don't think it's the lupus. I think it's just the fact that you be out here dipping your spoon into every sugar bowl across the globe. Child. So we just gonna call him Johnny Appleseed because bruh spread seeds all across the country from sea to shining sea, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. Okay, I'm just saying. That is Johnny Appleseed. That is Father Abraham and his many sons, and many sons had Father Abraham. Child. It, little baby, you're right. It could be the clapper. Clap on, clap off, clap on, clap off. The clapper. It could be the clap. It could be Miss Ghani over there. It could be anything. Child. And he got like 8,000 kids around here. You got like 8,000 kids. You can't afford to be getting sick as shit. We'll pray your strength in the Lord. Now, um, moving on. So this young lady, she has passed. Her name is Kiana Mann. Now, this story hit the headlines in the blogs earlier this week, y'all. So, and if you haven't followed this story, it's a story you got to hear about. So, she was killed by her 10-year-old son. Let me read this for y'all. A 10-year-old boy is being charged as an adult. The 10-year-old boy is being charged as an adult. A 10-year-old boy is being charged as an adult after shooting and killing his mother in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The boy allegedly took his frustration out on his mother after she refused to buy him a virtual reality headset from Amazon. A family member claims he's had ongoing anger issues. On November 21st, police say the boy was playing with the gun, twirling it around in his finger when it discharged, striking his mother, Kiana Mann, by accident. In a second interview with detectives, the report says the boy admitted to taking the gun the night before. He also said he grabbed the gun because he was mad at his mother for waking him up early and not buying him something from online. The boy said he tried to shoot at the wall to scare her, but instead, Kiana Mann was struck fatally in the head. His older sister told police the boy logged into his mother's Amazon account the following morning to buy the Oculus virtual reality headset, what his mother previously had denied buying him. Although it's unclear whether the boy had murderous intentions, his family's comments on his behavior paint a disturbing picture of his temperament. And so they go on and talk about you know, his history with anger management and so forth, and he has gone to see therapists and so forth for this. He could face up to 60 years in prison if convicted. He is being charged as an adult with, get this, first degree, not second degree murder, but first degree murder, reckless homicide. I'm sorry, not first degree murder, first degree, yeah, not first degree murder. Let me back that up. First degree reckless homicide, and faces a maximum of 60 years in prison. Listen, we're going to monitor this case. This could really be in the sugar spike segment because let's be clear, this little black boy, is he wrong? Absolutely. Do I believe that he's, as a 10-year-old, should be charged as an adult at 10 years old? I just read the detail. This story is really, really convoluted. Like, you mad that your mom, the boy said, I wasn't really trying to shoot my mama. This is a 10-year-old, okay? And you charging him as an adult as if you really believe he has the mental and cognitive faculties to be able to do what an adult would do. I'm just saying. This just seemed like a whole, it seemed like a whole trumped up charge on this black boy. Because the fact that he had anger issues before could be seen as circumstantial evidence. I see Really B said they'll be talking about that on her channel. I'd love to see what Girl That's Illegal has to say about it. I wonder if Pam has talked about it on her channel. I'll go to Pam's channel. Pam, the law expert, Pam Esquire. You see her in different places, but I'm gonna go and maybe see if Pam talked about it on her channel. But this story is way too convoluted. The fact that he went the next morning after his mama died and went into the mama Amazon account to go buy the thing. They say that the boy would, now if y'all say that the boy was spinning the gun around, I don't know. It's a whole lot of stuff and evidence to this case. Hey Xavier, you late to class. So I just think it's very, very I think it's easy for some white district attorney to, you know, go and remember, this is the same state of Wisconsin where we just had an election cycle where Ron Johnson did nothing but proliferate this whole notion that, oh, crime is the problem in Wisconsin. Crime, when he was running against Mandela Barnes, all over the news cycle is, oh, crime, 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 crime. And so we conveniently have this case with this young man just a couple weeks after that, and now we got a district attorney with an axe to grind. It's a lot going on here. A lot going on. We know that this is an accident. We know that this is a 10-year-old boy who is not familiar with all of the with everything involved with gun carriage, with everything involved with how to discharge a gun and everything. This is a 10-year-old child that you're charging as an adult. There's a whole, we see what's going on here. We see what's going on here. Race is involved. This is Wisconsin. This is a whole mess. A whole mess. A whole mess. We'll keep you posted on it, and we'll continue to monitor the situation. I'd love to go in deeper, but the dossier is packed today, so we got to get. Now listen, you're talking about something that has taken over. Listen, can I say I've seen TJ Holmes? Listen, I was a teacher. Can I tell y'all how maybe about 15 years ago, TJ Holmes could do no wrong. Early 2000s, 2010, early 2010s, TJ Holmes used to be so fine to me with the deep voice. Oh, girl. I just saw him recently though. Lil Baby, did you see TJ Holmes? Because TJ Holmes was at FAMU's homecoming a couple weeks ago. I mean, back in October. Me and Lil Baby were there. I saw TJ Holmes up close and personal. He didn't look good. Like he looked like he had lost a lot of weight. He had aged. Like I'm like, how much makeup and stuff are they putting on him? Because when I saw him up close, I was like, no, he didn't attend FAMU, but FAMU was having these series where they were highlighting HBCU homecomings. And so they went to a few HBCUs on like Fridays each week, and they would air go on the air live from that college. So one of the weeks they did, I remember one week they did Jackson State. I think they did Howard one week, and I know they did FAMU when I was there. For homecoming anyway, he looked bad. Like he did. Like I was like floored. I was like, ew. Like the whole image of TJ Hope, I was like, ew. You didn't age well. Anyway, this whole thing with him. Now I didn't pull up the picture. That's him and his wife right there, right? So so him sleeping with his co-anchor, whatever the chick's name is. I can't hold on, let me get the chick's name. Him sleeping with what's the co-anchor's name? Because I don't even watch Good Morning. Oh, Amy Robach. Amy Robach, that's her name. Him sleeping with that chick is just the tip of the iceberg. So now they're saying that even before that, he was cheating on his wife with a GMA producer named Natasha Singh. This is even before he started cheating with his co-host, and said that they have been in a love affair for for multiple years. For multiple years. So TJ Holmes, bruh, even if it's consensual, TJ, you just out of order. You're just trying to lose your job. You know, where's the chick that's supposed to be saying you about to lose your job? Because you're about to lose your job. This is like exactly quintessential. At this point, he just got community dick. You got community dick. You banging out and blowing all the backs out all over the Good Morning America stage. He probably must be got a nice piece of dick over there, because you over there dipping all your spoon in all the sugar bowls over there. Child. Here's the issue. In a workplace like that, you can't hop from one chick to the next chick to the next chick and think that you just gonna get away with it. You do realize that you are melanated. You do realize that you black, right? TJ Holmes, you do realize that, right? The other part about it is these whores are him and Amy Robach has still been on Good Morning America, flaunting the shit, cuddling with it. Yeah, well, they weren't cuddling, but they was telling jokes and all kinds of shit. Like I expected him to shove his tongue down her throat and them to start making out on television. Like I'm like, what the fuck was going on? I wonder what was happening in between, you know, commercials and shit. Cause these hoes basically said, yes, bitch, we over here fucking. You ain't know it? Now you know it. What you gonna do about it? If I'm his wife at home, baby, listen. If I'm TJ Holmes' wife and I'm at home watching Good Morning America, I'm real calm, because you know what I got on my countertop? I got some wax paper laid out. I done took a bottle and busted it on the ground and poured it on that wax paper, and I got a good rolling pan, just rolling it over that good glass. Baby, we is grinding up this good glass, baby. Soon as he get home, hey boo, I saw you on television this morning. You were great today. And hand him a good old drink. Go ahead and eat some, drink some of this. I made some supper for you. Girl, I made dinner for you. Have some of this. Because, baby, the amount of ground glass, the amount of strychnine, and the amount of anthrax, strychnine, and ground glass that bruh would have coursing through his veins this good morning. Listen, coursing through his veins this morning would be some good ground glass, strychnine, and anthrax. Y'all playing around. Y'all know I keep vials of anthrax just for these cases. Oh no, I'm not saying, Xavier, I'm not saying this is the first time that this has happened. But what I am saying is you just being reckless. Because I'm sure now that we done found out about the producer that he was blowing her back out for years, somebody else gonna come out. Somebody, you know how this stuff goes. Then look what happened to AJ. Remember AJ from 106 and Park? Remember he was on what's it, Entertainment? I think it was on Entertainment Tonight. And once the first ladies came out about AJ and being appropriate with her, all those ladies started coming out. You know how this stuff goes. It ain't just one. It ain't just two. Child. This coffee is extra good today, Spicy Original. Girl. Oh, girl. So, I'm just saying, I foresee a lot more women coming out. I'm saying. But his wife, Marilee, baby, I'm gonna pray your strength in the Lord. I'm gonna pray you the strength to grind up that glass a little fine and make sure the glass is ground up real fine when you sprinkle it on in that good food and in that drink. Make him a shake. You know what I'm saying? Give him a good smoothie. That's where you can hide it in the smoothie. I'm just saying, trying to help you out. I'm just saying. So this came out this week. Fantasia is one of the newest honorary members of Sigma Gamma Rho. She came out earlier this week, doing line dances, throwing up the signs, doing the calls. It's Sigma Gamma Rho's centennial. They were founded in 1922. It's their centennial, so they've been on a whole thing. They were on the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. They're just doing the whole centennial thing. Child. Now, I got pissed off because then I saw a video with her doing the shimmy. And as a fellow noob, not a fellow noob because she ain't my noob, but as a member of Kappa Alpha Psi myself, a noob myself, you over here shimmying like, girl, you about this. Like, girl, you ain't even pledged for it. Girl, if you don't go sit, girl, you do realize that you're honorary. Now, girl, let's be clear. The people have been dragging her. You want to know why? You want to know why? Yeah, they did make they made all of the members of Brownstone honorary members of Sigma Gamma Rho earlier this year, right? This is why the people have been dragging her. Remember, she just became an honorary member of Sigma Gamma Rho, right? Read that. I'll let y'all read that at your leisure. Y'all read that? That's from her. That's from her account. Mind you, Mama could barely read, but that's from her account. Y'all see what she said, right? You're reading that, right? You are reading that, right? Girl, and so the people have been dragging her with reckless abandon because she online talking about, oh, I've been waiting my whole life to do this. Oh my God, I'm so happy, baby. They have been dragging her with reckless abandon. I was here for it. You know, I'm in all of the Greek chats and all of the Greek accounts and everything. Baby, they have been dragging her by the hairs of her chinny chin chin. Bless her heart. It's funny to me. Girl, it's real funny, girl. Just go look it up on the Twitter. It's so funny. Anyway, moving on. So, um, oh, really B said, read it to you. Okay, let me read it for you, look, really B. So she posted on her account a picture of, I don't know if, I guess that's a friend of hers who is a Delta and was holding up the pyramid, really B, right? So Fantasia said, Deltas, I love you. I will not stop until I can be a part of the sisterhood. Thank you, Veronica Waters. You are such a lady. So basically, she says she ain't gonna stop until she becomes a member of Delta Sigma Theta. I guess she done stopped. A mess. Anyway, in what some would call sad news, it looks like Deion Sanders will be leaving Jackson State to go and become the head coach of the Colorado University of Colorado. So, and there have been many opportunities that have been thrown at Deion Sanders. He has actually done quite well at Jackson State with recruiting, with coaching, and this was his first coaching gig. And so he had done a whole lot for that university. And oftentimes, when asked about taking other opportunities, he said, "No, I really want to stay here, be at this HBCU, cultivate, football here with at HBCUs and in this conference, the SWAC conference." And now he's leaving to go and um, go to Colorado State, which is in a Power Five conference. Colorado is in, I think it's in the Big 12. In Colorado, I think it's in the Big 12. Anyway, but his son also, who's the quarterback of Jackson State, is also they're saying that he's probably going to enter the transfer portal and leave and go with his father because his son still has a couple years of eligibility. So they're thinking that his son will also follow his dad and go over to Colorado. From what's being reported, they're offering him $5 million a year for that job. Some are saying that some people are saying we knew this was going to eventually happen, but it's still kind of sad because they really believed him and thought that he would stay at Jackson State and help just build and cultivate more recruits going to HBCUs. Because let's be clear, he was very influential in getting a lot of top-notch 4 and 5-star recruits to come to not only Jackson State, but to look at other HBCUs when most times they wouldn't. They would just go to a school in the Power 5 conference. So, but I mean, hey, the man did what was required of him. He did it well. The man said, listen, I need to think about myself too and get my coin. My thoughts on it, he stayed. He gave how many years has he been there now? 2 years? I think he's been there 2 years, either 2 or 3 years. He's been at Jackson State. I think it's 2. He's been there. If you want to take your talent and do like every other coach does, because this is nothing new, coaches do it all over the place. You take one job, you do well at that job, and then when a better job comes with more money and more notoriety, you go take that job and parlay that job into maybe an NFL gig or something like that. Go ahead, do what you do, because we also need more Black coaches in Power 5 conferences as well. So, child, not run me my coochie, run me my coin, child. Ah, but yeah, a lot of people are upset about this. I mean, it is what it is now. Speaking of college football, remember when people were dragging Jameis Winston and my beloved Florida State University, all because Jameis Winston stole a couple crab legs. Well, he didn't even really steal a crab legs. He had a deal with that with the manager at that store, and the stupid girl who worked there was brand new. Thought he was stealing. He was like, "No, I'm not stealing. I'm gone." And she called the cops, and that's how that went out. But anyway, so they had it was on every news cycle around the world. We all knew all about these crab legs or whatever. Now, that young man with the cap turned backwards is the same young man in that mug shot. Who is that? That would be Jalen Kitna. Who's Jalen Kitna? He's the son of former NFL quarterback John Kitna. Okay. John Kitna spent many years in the NFL. Anyway, his son Jalen plays for the University of Florida. Maybe I should say played for the University of Florida. Why is he in a mug shot? This is the hypocrisy, right? So y'all had Jameis Winston all over the news about some goddamn crab legs. You ain't heard a goddamn thing about this shit, right? Here's what's happening. University of Florida, one of the biggest football schools in America. Jalen Kitna, who's the son of a former NFL quarterback. Jalen Kitna plays a backup quarterback for University of Florida. His dad was a quarterback. Why is he in jail? Let me read this to you. Florida backup quarterback Jalen Kitna was arrested Wednesday on 2 counts of distribution of child exploitation material and 3 counts of possession of child pornography. Hard stop. Good coffee here. Where the fucking headlines? Where the goddamn headlines for this shit? Where the goddamn headlines? Where the headlines? Because anytime a black player does anything, baby, you're going to see it all over the place. All over the place. Hell, all this weekend, you're going to be hearing all about Deshaun Watson. Not that you shouldn't, but you're going to hear all about Deshaun Watson because he's coming off a suspension and he has sexually assaulted many, many women. Have we heard a lick about this young man, Jalen Kitna, son of former NFL quarterback John Kitna, who plays backup quarterback for a major college football team? Let me read this for y'all, because see, we're not going to neglect this shit over here. We don't give a shit about the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains. And the fact that the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains are always racist and skewed in their journalistic practices. There's no journalistic integrity there in mainstream media. Child, you don't see ESPN and the mothership starting their news cycles with this. But they started every news cycle with the Jameis Winstons of the world. They'll be starting all their news cycles this weekend with Deshaun Watson. None of this. Now, this just happened this week on Wednesday. Kitna, the 19-year-old son of former NFL quarterback John Kitna, was arrested by Gainesville Police Department and booked into the Alachua County Jail at 3:20 p.m. Eastern Time. He is expected to appear in court on Thursday morning to hear charges against him. The Gainesville PD said he has been suspended indefinitely from the football program. Quote, "We are shocked and saddened to hear the news involving Jalen Kitna. These are extremely serious charges, and the University of Florida and the UAA have zero tolerance for such behavior." Um, and that was a statement from the University of Florida Athletic Association. According to a news release from the Gainesville Police Department, police received a tip from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children that a user had distributed an image of sexual abuse material on Discord, a social media platform. Police alleged that an investigation revealed that Kitna was the probable owner of the Discord account. The Gainesville Police Department said Kitna was interviewed by police officers, and he said that he thought the images he shared were, quote, legal because he found them online. Police said they searched Kitna's electronic devices and found 3 more images of child sexual abuse material. We ain't hearing nothing about this. We ain't heard nothing about this. And you're not going to hear about it because there's no journalistic integrity. These people are descended from the Caucasus Mountains. They have their mantle of white privilege and their breastplate of white supremacy. And what they're not going to do is call out one of their own. They'll call out our black asses. Exactly. Patty Duke, where's Stephen A. Smith on this? Where's Jason Whitlock? And I mentioned those two because those two coons over there always don their Sambo slippers and start doing their best step and fetch routine all over the goddamn sports media platform. Both of them are fucking mess. But you ain't gonna hear nothing about it. You ain't gonna hear nothing about it. But over here, we're here for it. We're gonna call it out. We're gonna call it out for what it is. Ciao. But I hear what you're saying, Xavier. Because Xavier is saying what he's saying. Well, I know I thought it was somebody of age, and I just shared it because I thought it was something. While that might be true, had this been a black player, especially a black quarterback, and they had been involved with this, major media outlets would not have cared. They wouldn't have even introduced those little details into the story. They would have had him all over the news cycles. They would have had him looking like a monster. They don't have this young man looking like a monster. I'm just saying, we want to give grace to the people descended from the Caucasus Mountains and explain away and say, well, oh, he thought this, he thought that. But when it's our black asses, they don't give no grace. They don't have no exceptions. They don't have no explanations. There's no provisos to the story or anything like that. Girl, I'm not here for it. Moving on. In another story, tailor-made for this story right here, y'all, is tailor-made for Silly Saturday. Because y'all know what we give over here at Silly Saturday. Especially if you've been doing Silly Saturday with us, going all the way back to like 2019. Y'all know what we give over here. This story right here is tailor-made for Silly Saturday. This young man's name is Mark Wells. Let me read this story. I'm not going to even read the headline for y'all. I'm just going to read the story because if I read the headline, it's going to give it away. So I'm going to read this. It says, let me get my news anchor voice ready. A Mississippi man bit another man's nose off in a fit of rage over a round of golf they played together, authorities said. What do y'all want me to do with that? What do y'all want me to do with that? Let me read that first sentence. I'm one sentence into the article, and we can just stop. We don't even need to go no further. One sentence in the article is all we need. That's all we need, just the first sentence. Here's the first sentence again. A Mississippi man, just glad it ain't Florida this time. A Mississippi man bit another man's nose off in a fit of rage over a round of golf they played together, authorities said. Girl, Mark Wells, 51. You know, whenever they put your age behind your name, you done did something wrong. Two things where you know you done did something wrong. When they put your first, middle, and last name and then chase that or follow that up with your age, baby, you know it's all downhill from there, okay? Mark Wells, 51, allegedly sunk his teeth into the victim's nose in a casino parking lot Monday night and fled the scene in a Tesla before turning himself into police 2 days later. Wells, the victim, and others had been arguing about a golf round they played at Bridges Golf Course next door to the casino earlier in the day, according to Bay St. Louis police. The men continued quarreling over the round throughout the day until it escalated in the parking lot of the Hollywood Casino around 9:30 p.m. And Wells of Biloxi allegedly chomped on the man's face. His alleged bizarre and horrific attack left the man's face disfigured, police said. You think? Wells was booked into Hancock County Jail after turning himself in Wednesday morning. He was released shortly after paying 10% down of a $50,000 bond. And he paid it himself. Now here's the deal. How the hell do you get a bond and you done bit somebody's goddamn nose off? I would venture to guess that if you bite someone's nose off, those are grounds for you not to get a bond. I'm just saying, like, what is going on? When does the light switch flip in your brain in the middle of the argument where you say, "Oh, I'm so mad. I think I'm gonna bite your nose off." Like, what in the Mike Tyson biting off Evander Holyfield's ear is going on here? Because there's a switch in the brain. Mike Tyson had the switch. This guy, Mark Wells, has the switch. Whoever that guy was down in Miami that bit the face off the homeless guy has the switch. Clearly, somewhere cognitively in our brains, where the dendrites fire off to the synapses, there is a switch that is flipped that says, "Oh, let's bite someone's head off. Let's bite someone's nose off. Let's bite someone's ear off." Where is the switch in my brain where I start biting off people's body parts? I just want to know so I don't go anywhere near that switch. Just help me out. Help me out, please. I don't know. I don't know. But this is what we got going on. What do y'all want me to do with that? I don't know what y'all want me to do with that. Like, I just want to know where that switch is. Y'all got a lot going on. Now, this is not the guy in question in this next story, but it fits the next story. Y'all are gonna really flip out about this story. When I found this story, I was like, you got to be shitting me. But come to find out it's a real story. I thought it was fake, but then come to find out it's a real story. Let me get this story for y'all. So, the guy you're seeing here, his name is Jared Perkins. Let me just cut right down to the story, okay? According to sources, the 29-year-old man, Jared Perkins, choked out the words. No, let me set context. Let me go back to the beginning of the article. It's not long. It's like one paragraph. After assuring his dinner companions at Blarney's Sports Bar and Grill that he was more than capable of handling a little spice, area man Jared Perkins was overheard saying, "It's not too bad," as the hot sauce he was eating began to disintegrate his lower jaw. Girl, according to sources, the 29-year-old man choked out the words, I've definitely had spicier, as the corrosive 500,000 Schofield unit condiment in which his chicken wing had been doused ate away at his lips, gums, and tongue. Though the smell of burning flesh, this is just wild. Though the smell of burning flesh filled the air the moment his fingertips touched the sauce, because the sauce was corrosive. So when he touched it with his fingertips, it started to burn his flesh. You didn't think it was a good idea not to put that in your goddamn mouth? Girl. Though the smell of burning flesh filled the air the moment his fingertips touched the sauce, and the tears streaming from his eyes evaporated with a sizzle. That's a little hyperbole. Perkins is said to have declined multiple offers for water. Witnesses confirmed he did this by shaking his head, his ability to speak having been compromised once the wing dressing had dissolved enough muscle tissue to leave his jawbone dangling from a single thinning tendon. Shortly before suffering multiple organ failure after swallowing the chicken, Perkins reportedly wrote on a napkin that if the restaurant didn't have anything hotter, he would simply have to pour more sauce onto his next bite uh, to compensate for the weak shit. He called the sauce weak shit. Just a mess. Just a mess. I found that funny. In good news, Billy Porter received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. This happened, I believe, yesterday. Yes, it happened. Yes, no, I'm sorry. It was Thursday. It was Thursday. He received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. He was honored. That's a picture of him. Um, Fill in the blanks. Congratulations, Billy. Hey, girl. Hey, you and your white husband can go ahead and frolic in the bed together, celebrating. Moving on. All right. This guy right here is the reason I don't want to change my palette cleansers on my topics, because I just want to keep him and the ABC guy. I just want to keep him. But I got good palette cleansers today. Ciao. Little baby, you said that I didn't, child. But you already know what, little baby, you be reading my mind because you already know what I was thinking, honey. Anyway, it's time for ladies, gentlemen, and non-binary gender conforming members of our audience. It is time for your favorite and my favorite segment. It's time for our sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar spike, sugar, 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 sugar spike, sugar spikes.
Only those who tell you don't win at the church. You can win it. Call my mama say, Jesus. I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. It's time for our sugar spike segment. Sugar spikes. So I really, and I might have to do this and break this down more later, because this story, when I saw it, y'all, really bothered me, and I really want to do another breakdown of this. Taste the biscuits, of course. Taste the biscuits. Take me out, take me out, Moose. Taste the biscuits. Taste the goodness of the biscuits. Come on, y'all. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness. Taste the goodness of the honey sauce. Get none of your honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it mixes with my chicken wings. Take me out, Moose. Taste the biscuits. I had to do that for y'all because we missed Taste the Biscuits. Anyway, so thank you so much, little baby. Thank you so much for your membership. Take us out, Moose. Okay. Okay. So it is being reported that the United States Army spent not they didn't spend it, but they were trying to spend $1 million of our taxpayer money to recruit Black and Latino men for the Army. How are they going to do this? By using the Call of Duty video game. Let me read a little part of this to you. The U.S. Army allocated millions of dollars to sponsor a wide range of esports tournaments, individual high-profile Call of Duty streamers, and Twitch events in the last year. To specifically grow its audience with the Gen Z viewers, and especially women and Black and Hispanic people, according to internal Army documents. And it really goes into a lot of detail, and we don't have enough time to really go into detail. And some people are going to say, well, why is that a problem, El Teddy? I'm glad you asked, because the Army has this practice over the years of targeting Black bodies, brown bodies, and bodies of individuals who they want to put on the front lines and get to fight in their wars and put their bodies, health, and safety on the line to fight in their wars. They absolutely want to do that. The recruitment, there are reports and studies that look at how the recruiters will go to inner city schools with majority Black and minority students, and they don't go to the suburban schools with majority white students with the same they don't have the same prevalence with regard to the recruitment at those schools. And we know the history of the United States military. We're not going to act like we're not familiar with it. But the fact that they're even still having these practices today, and they're trying to find new ways with which to recruit by hosting these video game tournaments and things. We all know now, for all of this talk about Colin Kaepernick and what and him kneeling during the anthem, if you recall, it wasn't until the mid to late 90s when there was this concerted campaign by the United States military where they started unfurling the flag and having this big national anthem thing where you're honoring the troops and stuff like that. That wasn't always in the NFL. That was not always there. And the United States military paid for that. They paid the NFL to make all of those things happen because they were trying to get we know what's going on here. We can see we're not blind. Hey, LaDonna. LaDonna, you rolled up in here late, girl. But yeah, I really want to break this down. I really want to break this down because if you look at the alarming numbers of Black people in the military going all the way back to the Revolutionary War, you would be appalled. But there's always this concerted effort to recruit Black bodies to go out there, be on the front lines, and die in these white people's wars. Let me get off this story because this is a sugar spiky moment, and I feel myself spiking the hell out. I really feel myself spiking out on this. So all of my Generation Zers, I know Xavier is our resident Generation Z expert, being a member of Generation Z. Please be clear. They're taking all new tactics to recruit to recruit y'all to the front line. Now, and this I will do on the politics of it all. We'll probably do it next week this story. I'm just going to briefly touch on this now. This is going to be a hit and done, but we're absolutely going to touch this. Where's my story? Okay, here it is. We're going to touch this more next week on the politics of it all. and Tanya, and like Tanya, and I respect and thank all of my black men and women who go and serve in the military. And I'm not saying there's not a place for the military for people, but what I am saying is we know the practices of the United States military, and we know how they feel about black bodies in the military. And we know a lot of parents and a lot of families pray long and hard for a lot of spouses, a lot of children of servicemen and women pray long and hard for the safe return of their family members and loved ones and friends out there on the battlefield, which is why we absolutely thank and praise them for their service. And we just hope that the United States government wouldn't continue to have some of the practices that they have with regard to the military and black people. But the Democratic National Committee, the DNC, had a panel that voted that in the next election cycle, the 2024 presidential election cycle, that South Carolina would now become the first nominating state in the primaries instead of Iowa. Let me read this real fast. The rulemaking arm of the DNC voted on Friday to make South Carolina the first voting state in the party's presidential nominating calendar. South Carolina will replace the starting gun spot held for decades by Iowa. You know, there was always the Iowa caucuses that would happen first, but now South Carolina will come first. South Carolina will replace the starting gun spot held for decades by Iowa after the state's caucus suffered technical problems in 2020. The shift would also fulfill longstanding requests from within the party to have a more diverse state in the leadoff position. But here's my issue. That's very disingenuous, the Democratic Party, because y'all have already chopped up South Carolina to just go red. Y'all don't put money into South Carolina. Y'all don't put money in, y'all don't invest money. Hell, Tim Scott had Crystal Matthews running against him, and the Democratic Party didn't give her a goddamn dime. Jamie Harrison, if you recall, didn't get money until the very last minute when it looked like he had a chance of beating Lady G back in 2018. Not 2018, that was 2020, excuse me. Back in 2020. And they didn't put money into that South Carolina senatorial race until the very last minute. So it's very disingenuous for y'all to tell me, oh, because we want a more diverse state and to be the first one. Y'all ain't putting money into South Carolina like that, Democratic Party. Y'all ain't shit. Now, it makes sense when you find out that Jamie Harrison is the head of the DNC now, and that the Democratic Party is still beholden to James Clyburn. Y'all know I can't stand James Clyburn over here. I applaud him and praise him for what he did during the civil rights era. I cannot take that away from him, and I am absolutely heralding him and applauding him for what he did then. But some of his practices, since he's been a member of Congress, I can't get with. So I'm going to break this down a little further because there are some further implications. We'll do this on the politics of it all later this week, in the week when we have more time to flush this out, because this does have a lot of implications. They changed a lot of the places where primaries, the primary season where states have their primaries. So we'll talk about this in more detail next week during the politics of it all. Y'all hold me to that, okay? So if you live in South Carolina, just know you'll be first. This is a story that really has slid under the radar, and this should alarm those of you all who may be traveling right now. So the U.S. Embassy in the Dominican Republic has issued guidance along with the State Department, that if you plan on traveling to the Dominican Republic and you are, quote, darker skinned, if you are a, quote, darker skinned United States citizen of African descent, that you need to be worried about traveling to the Dominican Republic, because according to them, according to the State Department, well, I just lost my place. Okay, here we go. They're reporting that many travelers have been stopped and questioned by Dominican immigration officials based on their skin colors and have been detained. What's going on over there is, if you all know, Dominican Republic shares the island of Hispaniola with Haiti. A lot of Haitians are trying to flee Haiti because of political unrest, because of all of the atrocities, because of people getting killed and murdered in Haiti. It is not a safe place to be right now in Haiti. So many of them are crossing the border to try to get over into the Dominican Republic. This happens a lot. So, but now the Dominican Republic, who's known for having a dictatorial regime. If you go back and look at the history of the Dominican Republic, they have all types of horrible atrocities going on over in the Dominican Republic, because they've been known to have a lot of dictatorial regimes and heads of state over in the Dominican Republic. They've had a lot of dictators. So what they're saying is, if you look like you Haitian, you're a little too dark skinned, you don't belong over here, yeah, we're going to arrest you and detain you. Even if you're a tourist, we can't tell the difference. You just happen to be walking the street, you vacationing, you're a tourist, you going to see in the spots, baby, you look a little too dark. The police are coming and picking people up and say, yeah, come with me. And if you ain't got no answers, you better have your passport with you at all times, because baby, if you can't get them no answers as to who you are and why you are there, you are being detained. They are detaining people. So, exactly, hell, there are absolutely Black Dominicans, because if the only thing separating you is an imaginary border, of course, there's going to be Dominicans and Haitians that have sex with each other, because that's what people do. They blow each other's backs out. They dip spoons into sugar bowls. Which is why, if you look at the diaspora of what people say are Latinx people or Hispanics or whatnot, if you look at the Dominicans, they're always the Dominicans have always been the darkest, considered the darkest skin of the Hispanic or Latinx diaspora, along with the Black Cubans, who you never hear about either. The Black Cubans over there look like they straight out of the motherland. Okay, they look darker than all of us. But the State Department has issued a warning to United States citizens that are going over to the Dominican Republic, that you may want to reconsider your travel plans. We'll see. There's a lot that goes along with that. It ain't right. I noticed that when they want to, United States dips their hands into everybody's business, but stuff like this, they don't want no parts of it, conveniently. Let's take a quick break while I drink my coffee. Please, this is our hashtags and emojis. I moved this up in the program today, so toward the midway point, if y'all could put your hashtags, all my members, put your member emojis in the chat. Put some Shondos, orange shirts, hashtag Shondo, hashtag orange shirt, all of our inside jokes and stuff, all the hashtags, emojis. This is also an opportunity. If you have not clicked the like button, go ahead and click the like button. If you have not contributed to the channel, the Cash App is floating toward the bottom. If you feel so kind, you can contribute to the channel and the platform so that we can continue to do these types of things and have some fun. I know we're having a good time today. If you're having a good time here, if you are laughing and being entertained, please feel free to contribute to the platform so we can continue to have a good time and have a lot of fun like we always do. Let me go ahead and take another swig of my good coffee while we're doing this. Thank you for your contributions that you make to the channel. Whew. All right. You know what? Not justice for IG names. I'm not doing this with you, Tracy. All right. Now, y'all, people have sent me DMs about this segment because they told me they really enjoy the end of the year segments and they look forward to it. So it's time for our end of the year segment. My question is always what? What year do you think we'll be doing this year? I mean this today. What year will you is your guess for our end the year segment? What year? See if y'all can guess which year for our end the year segment. Harold say 1992. I'm so bad. Wait. Harold say I'm so mad I missed my birthday year last year. Yeah, 1992 was last year. 97. Janae says 97. Tracy said 94. Patty Duke says 79. Xavier says 64. Come on, Xavier. The year is in the year of 1984. 1984 is the year. How old were you in 1984? What y'all was doing? Was some of y'all still swimming in your daddy nutsack? Was some of y'all in elementary, middle school, high school? If you was really you was like 35 years old in 1984. And that's okay, because we love her. Girl, how old were you in 1984? We did 88. Harold, where were you when we did 19? I think we did 19. Didn't we do 1988? I thought we did 1988. Anyway, how old were you in 1984? I swear I thought we did 1988. I'm telling you, I think we did 1988. You was in your daddy nutsack then? Well, Jonna said you were 1 year old, Jonna. Okay. Child. Tanya, you was graduating high school in 84? I know that's right. All right, 1984. What happened? The Cosby Show premiered in 1984. Oh, yes. The Cosby Show. We might not love Bill Cosby and some of his horrible things that he did, but The Cosby Show premiered in 1984. I still think that pilot episode of The Cosby Show was so hilarious. That pilot episode was so hilarious. And you could always tell the pilot because the setup of the house is different on the pilot than it was for the rest of the show. The wretched. Woo. But 1984 was a good year. The Cosby Show started. The first Apple Macintosh computer was created in 1984. Now, Generation Zers and kids, y'all don't even understand. That was the first Apple Macintosh. It was actually called Macintosh computer, but that was the first Apple computer way back, 1994. Child, those were the days of Oregon Trail. Remember the days of Oregon Trail and stuff like that, baby? You used to, man. When you traveling the Oregon Trail, you get all of the diphtheria, cholera, whooping cough. And I mean, you be like made it all the way past the Mississippi, because you know crossing the Mississippi River and the Oregon Trail, you knew half your family was going to die trying to cross the Mississippi River, okay? But you make it across the Mississippi River thinking you gonna make it to Oregon and somebody get cholera or diphtheria or whooping cough or something that just kill out the whole family. Just a mess. Or you get attacked by wolves or a bear. Child. 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 Got every damn disease. We had the Olympics in Los Angeles in 1984. Now, ironically, these are the Olympics that Russia, or it wasn't Russia at the time, it was the USSR. They boycotted these Olympics in 1984. Russia boycotted these Olympics in 1984, but they were in Los Angeles. Child. Remember there was the big "Where's the Beef" commercial? If you was around back then, this was a whole big phenomenon with the old lady. I think, what was it, Wendy's? I think it was Wendy's, but it was a food burger chain. I think it was Wendy's. They opened up the burger. If you look at the burger down there, they was like, "Where's the beef?" And there was that old "Where's the Beef" lady because the burger was so small on the bun. So there was that phenomenon. Voltron started in this for me because I love Voltron, but Voltron premiered in 1984 as well. So before there was a Power Rangers, there was Voltron. It started in 1994 as well. Chad, I told you that was a good year. All right. These are the top 10 grossing films of 1984. How many of these did you see? Let me see. I've seen all of these. I've seen all of those, all 10 I've seen. All 10 movies I have seen. The Karate Kid was probably of the list. Karate Kid is probably my favorite, followed by the Gremlins. Listen, I loved the Gremlins. Love the reason why Karate Kid is one of my favorites because we used to go over my aunt in my family. We only had like two or three members of the family that had a VCR. We had a VCR. We had one. When we finally got one, that was later in the 80s. We only had one cassette tape. That was Lean on Me. My aunt had one cassette tape. VHS tape. It was Karate Kid. My other aunt had one VHS tape. You know what that movie was? The Exorcist. So those three movies, I know damn near every line of Karate Kid, The Exorcist, and Lean on Me. You've seen all that. I've seen Romancing the Stone. Romancing the Stone was really good. Really good. It was Beverly Hills Cop for you, MBN. Child. Purple Rain was just okay for me. I've seen it and people love it because it's Prince, but for me, it was just okay. It was really just like, oh, okay, well, hey, but I know that's sacrilege to say that, but it was just all right for me. Here's the top 30 songs according to Billboard in 1984. When Doves Cry by Prince. What's Love Got to Do with It? Tina Turner. Say, Say, Say was a good one. These are some good songs. Footloose by Kenny Loggins. Against All. Oh, that was a good song. Take a Look at Me Now by Phil Collins. That top 10 is a good top 10. Jump by Van Halen. I know the song well. Hello by Lionel Richie. We know that song well. Owner of a Lonely Heart. Yep. The top 10 everybody knows. Karma Chameleon. Karma, Chameleon. You come and go. All Night Long by Lionel Richie. Number 2. Let's hear it for the boy. I love me some Niecy. Denise Williams. Child. Love me some Niecy. Dancing in the Dark was a big one that year. Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper. Look at the caliber of music this year in 1984. It was some good shit coming out. Time After Time by Cyndi Lauper. The Pointers is to jump. Oh my love, jumping. Feel my touch. Jump if you want. I'm sorry, I got excited. Um, Let's Go Crazy by Prince is 21. This is a good list, Joanna. I love you. I just called to say I love you. Remember that episode of the Cosby Show when Stevie Wonder did the I just called to say I love you? Oh, what about Rockwell? I always feel like somebody's watching me. Michael Jackson actually sang background vocals for Rockwell on that song. In 1984, I was 5. I was 5 in 1984. Um, Ain't nobody gonna break on my stride. Ain't nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Oh, I love that song. I can dream about you. If I that was listen, I love that song. A lot of the 80s songs I'd be here for. And then Glamorous Life by Sheila. She won't leave. The glamorous life she don't need. A man's touch. I thought Rockwell was Berry Gordy's son. I really thought Rockwell was Berry Gordy's son, which is why Michael Jackson sang background vocals. I really thought that was Berry Gordy's son. All right. So this is technically back in 1984, Billboard did not have a R&B chart. They just had a black chart because the music industry was racist. So they just had one chart for all of the black music. It wasn't even called R&B. It was just a black chart. So number 1, look at the top 10. Well, this is the top 15 from that chart. Patti LaBelle, If Only You Knew, is number 2. That song came out in 1984 as well. I'm looking at El DeBarge, Time Will Reveal. In Time Will Reveal. Oh, that was my jam. Billy Ocean, Caribbean Queen. Now we're sharing this. That was a jam too. This is a good list. Let the music play. You won't get away. That was this list is. Oh, look at the M2 me. You, me, and he. Ah, that was that jam. This is a good list. All right, here's 16 through 30. Ooh, look at Sherilyn. You're so good. Good love. Deserve an encore. Oh, that was that jam. This is a good list. Like, this was some really good music back in 1984. Some good music. So this is what we had going on musically in 1984. And if you keep going, music just got better and better and better going into the late 80s and into the early 90s. Like, music just started really getting so good. But to me, these early 80s songs, a lot of them were raw, but you got to hear a lot of raw, good vocals back then. All right. We have had a good time. This is our last segment. Y'all know, y'all's favorite segment. Now that we have discussed the things, reminisced, spiked out, it's time for us to cleanse our palates before we leave to get all of this stuff off the brain. See how y'all like our palate cleanses this year? Not this year, this week. Yeah. Oh, let me stop right there. Oh, them flesh tone underwear. I mean, oh God. Lord, them tree trunks he got for legs, Jesus. Ooh. Hey, Jeremy. I love me some Jeremy. I love his Twitter too. Child, Jeremy. Ooh, child. Child, that's the most close Jeremy ever have on a child. You go to Twitter, Jeremy gives life. Mm. Hey, boy. Who house you at? I know that ain't your house. It might be your house. Let me not say that. Hey, cutie. Hey, TY. That's TY right there. TY live in Miami. Hey, Daddy. I live. I live. That was Janelle Simon from the Upshaws. Mm. This coffee is so good today. Ah. You say give you some daddy. Y'all had Patty do come up out the bushes for that one. Child, hey boy. Child. Mm-hmm. Gotta cleanse them good palates. Hey. Mm. Ooh. Mm. Them legs. Lord. What the walnuts you cracking with them legs. Child. Yeah. Y'all know I looked real hard to see if I could see anything through them good underwear, but I couldn't. So, child, I moved on. Child. I see you. All right. I had some good palate cleansers this week, even though I still think last week's palate cleansers really gave me life abundant. But we got some good ones this week too. Hey boy. I love his Instagram page. Mm. All right. Well, that is the end of our palette cleansers. Bring me full mass. All right. So, y'all, listen. We've had an awesome time here today. I sincerely and thoroughly hope that that you enjoy Silly Saturday. Put a Shondo in the chat if you enjoyed Silly Saturday today. If you truly enjoyed Silly Saturday today, please don't be afraid to hit the like button. Please also don't be afraid to contribute to the channel so that we can continue to have great programming like this here, and we can continue to bring you all of the goodness. Taste the goodness. Taste the goodness of the biscuits. Taste the honey sauce. So y'all know I always have so much fun here with y'all on Silly Saturday, giving y'all the news from the week. Hey Volvo, you just gonna roll up out the bushes. I ain't seen you the whole show. Where you been? Anyway, Volvo, I'm gonna be in your neck of the woods this coming week. I'm gonna be there Tuesday. So yeah, y'all, we had a great time today. I hope y'all had a great time today. Like I said, don't be afraid to hit the like button and share this out. Don't be afraid to contribute to the channel. Before I get out of here, let me do like I always say. Let me tell you all that I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They are much obliged and much appreciated. I am grateful for you all because you all could have been anywhere, but you all decided to be here with me on this silly Saturday, and I am eternally grateful. I am going to give you back the rest of your Saturday so that you can have a great time. We will be back here next Saturday once again, where we will be silly like only we can over here. I enjoyed y'all today. Before I go, let me say like I always say, thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. I'm out of here. Bye, y'all. Love y'all.